This is part 2 of a summary by Maryse Mourel about the movie Healing Cancer from Within. In the movie, the official cancer organizations in the United States are mentioned. First of all, there is the AMA. The AMA has, throughout its history, tried to completely outwipe anything that is not allopathic. They tried with all their might to wipe out chiropractic, but in this case they did not succeed and lost their case at the High Supreme Court. Now, chiropractic and acupuncture are all over the country, because these are two of the very few ways of natural healing that the AMA could not wipe out, and that finally became official. The war on cancer, promoted by the AMA, is the biggest fraud in the history of medicine and should be thoroughly investigated. The second organization is the ACS. The ACS is not at all interested in saving lives, but only in accumulating wealth. They did very obscure things in their history. Many of them are mentioned in the movie. 3 of them are: they never disclosed the chemicals that are used in cosmetics. They simply refused to do that. They financed many times the use of pesticides. They always opposed the banning of carcinogenic components in food. The third organization is the FDA. The FDA gets half of its fundings from companies that it should watch. The FDA will and can shut you down if you say that a natural product can heal you. FDA states that only allopathic chemical medicine can cure you. But of course, the very truth is that all chemicals are inefficient copies of the medicinal healing component in a plant. So plants hold the real, complete, natural healing medicinal components, and chemical medicines are no more than very poor alternatives for natural medicinal plant components. In fact, allopathic treatments are the alternative medicine for the real medicine that plants provide. The war on cancer is only to encourage people to have themselves screened early. The sooner people can be treated, the sooner they become cash cows for the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceuticals are responsible, and these organizations are responsible for the fact that a doctor that does not use chemo, surgery or radiations on patients with cancer, but uses natural healing methods only, will lose his license, will go to jail, and will have to pay a fine of $10,000 plus. Even if allopathic treatments fail, the doctor is not allowed to use any natural medicine if he doesn't want to go to jail. The politicians that make up these rules are paid by the pharmaceuticals, that also pay for all the cancer organizations in the business. The reasons that the cancer industry gives for cancer are not the real reasons, and this is why. Cancer industry says that there's more cancer because we're all getting older. But in fact, we are not getting that much older than in the past. The figures on longevity in the past are highly affected by high child death in the early years, because child death is now much less. It looks like we live longer. Also, environmental problems are not the real reason for cancer. Less than 5% of cancer is caused by environmental problems. Medical radiation makes cancer worse once you have it, but that is also not the cause of cancer. Often is said that cancer comes up because of genetic. But genetics make up only 2% of all cancers. Bad genes get awakened by bad lifestyle, but we can put bad genes to sleep with healthy lifestyle. Preventive hysterectomy is totally absurd. The only right thing to do is that we should not fertilize our bad genes by bad lifestyle. Genes can also become active by generations of bad lifestyle. In fact, there are no bad genes, there are only bad habits. Cancer industry also states that smoking should cause lung cancer, but this is also not true. Japanese have the highest smoke rate, but the least lung cancer rate. Because Japanese eat a plant-based diet that does not give cancer a chance to develop despite the fact that they smoke. Besides that, more and more people do get lung cancer despite the fact that they never smoked in their entire lives. Cancer industry also states that exposure to the sun is supposed to cause skin cancer. But why on earth do skin cancer rates go up while most people spend their lives indoors? And why does it not occur in Chinese field workers who are exposed to the sun all day long? Also, the sun is not the cause of cancer. Regular exposure in the early morning and evening to direct sunlight on the skin even helps to prevent cancer. The one and only cause of cancer is diet and lifestyle related. The lack of whole food plants is the main reason for cancer. In the past, our diet consisted of 95% plant food. Today, our diet contains only 7% or less plant food. Animal and refined foods promote cancer. Every living plant is full of cancer fighters. That is why they are so crucial in the fight against cancer. Plant-based diets are not only the cure for cancer, but also the first cure for heart disease. Plant-based diets treat diabetes too, fast and easily, mostly within a week and definitely within 2 weeks. And there are no exceptions. Cancer is always appearing and cleared again by the immune system without us even knowing. If you have a weak immune system, then the cleaning of the cancer cells fails and you will find out about your cancer in the hospital. There is extensive research now that proves that plant-based diets reduce cancer and the risk on cancer return enormously. Colin Campbell's China study proved that cancer rates go up high in meat eaters. Cancer can be even turned on and off in mice by feeding them different levels of animal-based protein. with 5% protein, not one mouse got cancer. With 20% protein food, every mouse got cancer. Colin Campbell from the China study found that animal protein is the on and off switch for cancer in animals. And this is not the case when we consume plant-based proteins. They did not have any effect on cancer in mice. And also it is proven that plant-based proteins do not promote in any way cancer in human beings. It all comes down to the consumption of animal-based proteins that cause cancer. Studies in 1993 on breast cancer show as follows: a 40% recurrence of breast cancer when people stayed on a normal diet, a 0% of recurrence of breast cancer when people switched on to a plant-based diet. Colon cancer 3, melanoma 3 and stage 4, malignant melanoma, prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, all improved substantial when patients turned to a 100% plant-based diet. Colin Campbell has met several allopathic doctors in his life who know this and treat themselves with plant-based diets to cure themselves from chronic diseases. But these same doctors do not want to pass this knowledge on to their patients because of fear of losing their license and their huge incomes. Besides the animal proteins, there are many other nutrients present in animal foods that cause also cancer and other chronic diseases.